It is the 30th of November 2025. Welcome to the weekly news roundup with me, Moureen Babirye. Let's get into our first report. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has campaigned in Kiruhura district, where he urged all well-wishing voters to make no mistake but come January 15th, 2026, vote for NRM party. Kiruhura district is President Museveni's backyard. Take a look.
It was yellow all over Kaguta Road Junction on Friday 28th November 2025 as NRM's presidential candidate Yoweri Kaguta Museveni campaigned in Kiruhura district. Another yellow beautification was in Vishere Town Center, the home area of candidate Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. The day's campaign venue was at Nyakasharura Playgrounds.
Iriso ly'omukulu temuzanyisa emirembe gye tulina abato bange baganda bange n'abaana baffe.
So obwogezi bungi manyi percentage y'amaanyi mu Uganda mweri. So ebikolebwa webiri ate buli jumba gamante emirembe linga liiso bwe liziba oba tokyala.
In the afternoon hours, party and government officials started arriving one by one at the venue, ready to receive the president. In his usual yellow attire, the old man with the hat received a heroic reception in Kiruhura district. Kiruhura is the home district of the President of Uganda and now the NRM presidential flag bearer, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni.
Twashwaringa Your Excellency, nguya tukeza 98 hati ntushabe kintu kimwe nkatagira wateganisibwa nokufa tukwereze 100%.
Thank you for voting me high. Kandi nkusima chairman wange Kamisi webale muno.
And the people of Kiruhura, we want to thank you so much for bringing up a son that has brought Uganda from nowhere to somewhere. Your son has brought Uganda from despair to hope. Your son has brought Uganda from instability to stability in this country.
Having kicked off Ankole sub-region campaign trail on Thursday morning from his single district, the Kiruhura rally makes it the fourth address of the president in this area.
Nejaha nabebembeza abandi kubanjurira enteekateeka ya NRM y'emyaka 2026 kusiya 2031.
Museveni highlights that for the last 40 years, besides building a strong political party called NRM, his government has managed to build a strong country anchored on peace and stability.
Okongera kukora ekibiina ky'obutegeki ky'okugaita abantu tubaze kugira amahe ga Uganda ag'abantu bona gatari mahe gihangeri amahe g'abanubi amahe g'enke ibi byakare hati n'amahe ga Uganda na polisi ya Uganda na prisons ya Uganda na Judiciary oburamuzi bwa Uganda civil service ya Uganda ate byona birgamu busingi.
In the infrastructure sector, President Museveni has also pledged to tarmac more roads in Kiruhura district.
Byanamera Kiruhura arogi mwagamba yarishere kinoni Nyabitanga entutsi yewe entutsi yabatanje kugikora kuriya mbone abantu mwe n'icyo bashabira nti mbone NRM ibyabikoze n'mbyerebera haro bice byetaka kozire nabo cyo muhagire NRM tugumizemo tunyweze byakozurwe kandi twongereho ibindi bitakakozurwe.
Regarding the economy, President Museveni has reiterated the need for all Ugandans to embrace wealth creation.
Numurabira muri ebyentunguka konko bugayiga bwamaka entunguka ne atwene konko bugayiga n'ubwawe nk'omuntu n'ubwa family n'ubwa company na government nene basa kugira obugayiga yawe ne parastato.
Giving an example of his family, Museveni says it is unwise for the country of more than 45 million population to bank on government jobs.
Abana banje ukuyo muhozu wenka urukunda mahe n'uwari yumbiya government bita abana banjye tene uri mu government bona bari mu kwekoze ibyabo na muri mushwange patience ari konka no mburuzi wengiri na burengiri konka no murisa no muhingi n'abandi abana nuko bari umuguruzi w'icyo kofira oye.
Robert Nyango, your basic news.
Now, President Yoweri Museveni has appealed to students across the country to use the acquired knowledge and skills to start business enterprises to strengthen community development. He made the remarks Friday in a speech delivered for him by the Vice President Jessica Alupo during the 20th graduation ceremony of Kumi University in Kumi District, Eastern Uganda. A total of 1,578 students, including 813 females and 765 males, graduated with degrees and diplomas in various academic disciplines. They included education and languages, social sciences and management studies, science and technology, among other disciplines. Museveni said government remains committed to improving the education sector, promoting research, expanding digital infrastructure, and supporting youth entrepreneurship.
First Lady and the Minister of Education and Sports. I am honored to be here again this evening to celebrate with you the 13th Visionaries of Uganda Award Ceremony 2025, organized by National Planning Authority and the Visionaries of Uganda. Visionaries Awards was launched by our Chief Visionary Leader, His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni.
Now, as part of the judiciary's strategy to accelerate justice delivery, judicial officers and legal practitioners have been trained on how to handle evidence in death-related matters. In a training accelerated by members from the Police Forensic Department and the Judicial Training Institute, Uganda's principal judge, Jen Francis Abodo, called upon the Judicial Training Institute to be the landmark of professionalism for the judiciary.
At the end of it all, you just know that the judicial officer was focused. But you read some judgments and you see that the judicial officer was moving right, moving left, then backwards a bit, then forward, then towards the end, even the person who wins says, is the judgment in my favor? So it is, judgment writing is that clarity in your mind. Deliver every ruling with clear reasons so that even the losing party leaves court understanding why the conclusion came to that.
In more news, Uganda Parliamentary Sacco has registered growth in its asset base in the last financial year 2024-25. The Sacco current assets stand at 86.3 billion from 75.8 billion in the financial year 2023-24, representing a 14% growth. This is attributed to a healthy environment to save and invest. The CEO of the Sacco Murebe Methods, Muhakuna, revealed this during the 21st AGM held at Parliament.
The Sacco is also supporting staff who enroll for further education.
Uganda Parliamentary Sacco has held its 21st annual general meeting. The Sacco has continued to register progress in various investments contributing to its growth, having added real estates among the investment portfolio.
Those who fixed savings with us, this year we paid them 4.2 billion compared to 3.7 billion the previous year.
The management reports increment in loans and advances due to the election year as more members demanded cash. This witnessed a 30% increase from 34 billion in financial year 2023-2024 to June 2025.
The Sacco generated a growth of 34.4% growth in gross income. And from this income, the Sacco made appropriations of 2.8 billion, which appropriations include the patronage and incentive bonuses, dividends, and development funds.
The total current assets followed the same path to register a 14% increase from 75.8 billion in June 2024 to 86.2 billion in June 2025.
We also see financial investments. We have those ones are mostly in unit trusts. Then we have fixed deposits in the various commercial banks.
The Sacco is stuck with funds of about 33 deceased members, including former Kawempe North MP Muhammad Segirinya, due to contention of the right family beneficiaries.
We continue to encourage members to update their biodata, clearly indicating their next of kin to facilitate processing of their benefits.
Some members requested the management to consider health insurance for its members, citing poor health management of life after Parliament.
Members, let me tell you, there is a problem for medical down there. And you have served, you are a former member of Parliament, but you are just dying from a small clinic down there.
The Uganda Parliamentary Sacco, as of June 2025, notes total equity of up to 20 billion shillings. Daniel Mugoya, UBC News.
Statutory Reserve Fund, Development Fund, Share Transfer Fund, Loan Protection Fund, and Capital Reserve Fund. I don't have.
Thank you, Daniel Mugoya, for that report. In other news, stakeholders of the Lake Victoria Basin have continued to meet over the harmonization of the inland waterways transportation. The meeting aims at the development of harmonized policies and regulations that will improve the inland water transportation, bringing together experts and stakeholders from various sectors.
The United Nations Economic Commission for Africa is hosting stakeholders of the Lake Victoria Basin in Kampala to exchange ideas on the development of harmonized policies and regulations that will improve the inland water transportation.
On the inland waterways, you have witnessed the discussion today. There has been intensive engagement of member states, first of all, to appreciate that we can never operate in silos, that our success in economic, especially economic success, is actually based on interweaving collaboration. And so what we are discussing today is harmonization of policies. But even to activate countries to appreciate that transportation within inland water bodies is actually an economic endeavor that should be seen in the context of international trade.
Andrew Mould, the Director for Sub-Regional Office for Eastern Africa, says the harmonization of the policies will lead to a seamless multimodal transport and trade facilitation in Eastern Africa.
We're here for the validation workshop of the inland waterway transport harmonization plan, basically. And this has been work which has been ongoing now in conjunction with the northern and central corridors to try to come to a common understanding of the kind of policies which are put in place to incentivize greater inland waterway transport. As I mentioned in my opening remarks this morning, the region is blessed with the Great Lakes.
They outlined a number of challenges facing the inland water transport, which included lack of comprehensive regulations to govern inland water transport.
Most of these inland lakes are connected to many countries, to many states. And so you need to have that harmony so that the vessels don't find issues when they are coming from one country to the other and they have to deal with different problems. We have really to unify the processes so that when somebody leaves Congo, let's say, and goes to Tanzania, he knows exactly what is expected.
The policy harmonization is important in the sense that, like I said, we're dealing with one transboundary water. Like maybe a number of countries, it's one transboundary water. As long as you have different policies, then you have conflicts in the way you are managing those waters, in terms of management, in terms of trade, in terms of maybe even safety and security. That's why it is important that you come together, you harmonize, you agree, so that whatever you've put in place is one for all the countries that are sharing that transboundary body.
harmonizing of policies will see a developed, seamless, sustainable, and competitive inland water transport network across Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, the DRC, Burundi, Malawi, and Zambia.
Away from that, a group of leading geological scientists from across the African continent have convened in Entebbe for a high-level communication training under the Pan-African Support to Geological Sciences and Technology Initiative. The program, hosted by the Geological Survey and Mines Department under the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, aims at bridging critical communication gaps in the field of geoscience. Experts say improving how geological information is shared is essential for informed decision-making, resource management, and community safety across Africa.
Now, at the continental level, it's very important because as African experts, we have been unable to relay messages that have been endorsed by the heads of states and government. The Africa Mining Vision was endorsed by the heads and states government in 2009, it's about 16 years ago. And when I asked the team here of different members from African countries, about 10 countries were represented here, none of these young geoscientists knew about Africa Mining Vision. Therefore, it's difficult for the government of any of Liberia or Ghana to implement the Africa Mining Vision if the geological scientists do not know about Africa Mining Vision. And yet, it's the Africa Mining Vision that informs each country what we should do.
Are poor communicators, but my take home from the capacity building, I'm a more reinforced person vis-a-vis contact with other stakeholders. I've learned that as a geoscientist, I can pass over the message properly and not using only geoscience jargons.
The National Information Technology Authority, Uganda, is hosting a delegation from the Tanzania ICT Commission for a 3-day benchmarking visit aimed at strengthening regional cooperation in cybersecurity and digital transformation.
The program includes tours of the National Data Center, the National Computer Emergency Response Team, and engagements with the Personal Data Protection Office and the Information Access Center,
which reduces wastage of resources and enables us to commit resources to more meaningful ventures towards the transformation of ICT. And of course, where you are working together in fighting cyber crime, it means you are going to help promote cybersecurity and support each other during investigations of crime. And when you do that, you actually can move forward on the sides of both digital transformation.
NITAU Director of Information Security, Arnold Mangeni, emphasized that enhanced regional collaboration is essential to counter rising cyber threats affecting governments, businesses, and citizens.
We had accountants move from the districts all the way to Kampala. But now we have what we call the IFMIS system, and that is, I don't know whether you have an equivalent system, but that is all powered by connectivity. And so from the Uganda perspective, we have made strides. We currently are running a project called the NBI. NBI is a National Backbone Infrastructure. It's phase 5, and phase 5 is going to help us deliver over 5,000 kilometers of fiber across the country. And we expect that when that is done, the most of the country will be covered. Indeed, of course, as you mentioned, if government does not reach some of those services in the rural areas, the private sector may not go there because they are in for profit. And so that is how we bridge the gap to ensure that we are able to deliver those services.
The authority also reaffirmed Uganda's commitment to expanding high-speed internet through improved last-mile connectivity to local governments and service delivery points.
Universal Communication Services Fund, UCSAF, yes. Their role is to ensure that the communications and ICT services goes to the people in the areas which are not good for business. You know, usually when we license the private sector, they will wish to offer the services in towns where they can deploy their services easier.
The Tanzanian team noted that their government's Universal Communication Service Fund is advancing rural ICT access, though device affordability remains a challenge.
And of course, where you are working together in fighting cyber crime, it means you are one going to help promote cybersecurity and support each other during investigations of crime. And when you do that, you actually can move forward on the sides of both digital transformation.
Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Minister of State for Luweero Triangle and Rwenzori, Alice Kaboyo, has commissioned a fully furnished house for the late veteran Francis Musoche Twakiruri in Isingiro North Isingiro District. The handover is part of government's effort to honor the contributions of Uganda's liberation war heroes.
It was a moment of fulfillment in Isingiro North as the Minister of State Alice Kaboyo arrived to hand over a fully furnished house to the family of the late veteran Francis Musoche Twakiruri. Constructed under the office of the Prime Minister, the house stands as a symbol of gratitude for Musoche's service during the liberation struggle.
Mukulembeze w'eggwanga owagezezaako okumanya abantu ab'emabega kati nanzimbira ennyumba n'amanya nti ddala ekinaakola kyali kituufu.
The beneficiaries are among those who participated in the 1981-1986 liberation war that brought the current government to power. Before commissioning the home, Minister visited Bunyangabo district, where she intersected with veterans. They appealed to President Museveni to fast-track compensation for war victims, especially those who fought against the ADF insurgency.
Us as local cadres, some of us are not happy, because when we see some people being compensated, the landslides come, these natural hazards come, they lose things, they lose property, but they get some compensation. And yet some of us, I commanded the reserve force here in Rwenzori region to wipe out ADF. But in the process, I lost some men. I lost my boys. But these people have never been compensated. Some people, their houses were burnt. We have one Jared Abgizibu here. His house was burnt by rebels. Up to today, he's there languishing. He has never got anything.
However, I had to put in a reminder when the president visited here at this playground, Sura playground. He pledged to do a few projects here in Chamkobe, which we are looking forward to receive.
The National Enterprise Corporation NEC, which undertook the construction, noted that Musoche's home is among several houses being built for veterans across the country.
So we have done these projects in different parts of the country for veterans, civilian war veterans that participated in the liberation of this country. So basically they are the same. Whoever we got is the same.
The area member of Parliament and Minister of State for Animal Industry, Bright Ramirama, commended the government for its continued commitment to improving the welfare of veterans.
We thank the President for actually honoring the dead, especially in recognition of their contribution towards the struggle for liberation of this country. Musoke passed on in the struggle, and his wife has been living in a very poor state of environment. And this is one of the examples of what leadership is.
Responding to the concerns raised by veterans in Bunyangabo, Minister Kaboyo reiterated the government's pledge to clear all outstanding compensation for the remaining war veterans by December this year.
Others also will receive I don't think that the 419 will all receive this time, but even those that don't receive in this schedule will receive in another one. Yeah, and other programs, they should continue to benefit from other programs.
At least 4,000 of them have already been given that token of appreciation. And as I said when I was speaking to the people here, the problem is that some of them don't come up to be known.
Sadam Mubale, UBC News, Kampala.
Thank you so much, Mobali, for that report. And to our war veterans, we thank you so much for your service. In another development, Bishop Paul Naimane of Busoga Diocese has commended the government for the liberation policy, saying it has created an enabling environment for private investment in education. He made the remarks at Ebenezer Standard Nursery and Primary School in Jinja City, where he also presided over a series of other functions. Take a look.
Whose hand work generously and committed have made this dream a reality. Bless them abundantly as we open the doors. We pray that this place becomes a set of learning, growth, and transformation.
This structure is basically, basically has a main hall for all our learners. It has dormitories for the girls, both the little ones and the big girls. So I think we have enough space, and the boys section is also very good to accommodate around 500 children. So dear
children fail in life or after completing their studies because they were not guided very well during their tender age. We have a responsibility as teachers to guide and nurture these children to be responsible citizens of the community, known by their good works. Therefore, I want to implore the parents to do the same.
We want to thank God for the government. This government has given us an opportunity to open up our own business enterprises for our schools. Can we clap for that? We are here because of the private investors who invested in the schools. Now the population has grown. The government schools are few in the Jinja. We have Jinja SS, what else? Girls, girls, what else? Kila College Butichi, okay, as we talk about now, Jinja has extended. But here in the center of Jinja City, we have only few government schools, including primary sections. Now, as private investors, we thank God for you for planning for this city ahead.
The Madada Foundation, in partnership with British Council, have organized community entrepreneurship electronic learning to empower community members with business skills and create employment opportunities for sustainable development. Honorable Chebakoze Suleiman Madada, the former Minister of Elderly and Kayunga District Chairperson for Older Persons, urged members of the public to embrace such development programs to eradicate poverty in Kayunga District. Members of the public have appreciated Honorable Suleiman Madada for extending development programs in their communities.
System. And this involves the community, the parents, the government, and the management committees. So what we are doing here is a holistic education that gives more practical solutions to the problems that are facing Africa. The education system must address the real issues. Here, for example, our vision is employment for all. Unemployment is a big issue. As a result of this, we do a lot of partnership with other institutions. You've seen that we are working with the British Council on e-learning, Socrative learning project, features that is in Kayunga. What we are doing here is provide skills to the communities that give us children to be able to have some creativity that will help them earn money and able to solve issues that relate to them. So we have registered about 100 learners as the Kayunga Hub to train them the creative features project of the British Council, and we have related it to the speech day such that the parents are able to appreciate what takes place.
Now, opportunity as Madada Foundation to act as an implementing partner on behalf of the British Council in Uganda. We facilitate the online learning. We help those young creatives to enroll in this program and access and gain valuable knowledge and skills in creative entrepreneurship.
Uganda, we have that game, what we call that game, the Yofus. Political is not that game, but let's make it exemplary. To see that we are going forward, not backward.
In more news, DP candidate for Jinja City, Margaret Nakamate, has officially been cleared to campaign after winning a petition at the Electoral Commission. Nakamate had faced challenges of verification before the Electoral Commission gave her the green light. She is contesting against 11 candidates for the Jinja MP seat.
Flavia Nakasi is my name. I'm the returning officer, Jinja City. I have nominated a candidate for the woman member of parliament, Jinja City. That is candidate Nakamate Margaret. Candidate Nakamate Margaret was not able to complete the nomination process at the time and date that was given for nomination. After her failure to be nominated at that time, she submitted her petition to Electoral Commission, to the tribunal composed by the chairperson Electoral Commission, and she was given a hearing. Which finally gave her a verdict of being nominated. They communicated to me, and I have nominated her.
But truth always comes late, and this is the truth that has come out. Sometimes I don't blame people, and with me I don't blame the Electoral Commission, because working for 2 days, it really gave them pressure. So I think I was overqualified among the candidates that were there on that day.
There are no changes. There are no changes in the papers. Of course, at nomination, you present what you have. So what she presented to me.
In a new development, as Uganda continues to grapple with gaps in the new curriculum, especially in areas of practical learning, education experts have called for government to invest in academia by promoting and funding authors to write as a way of strengthening learning resources and safeguarding knowledge. This call was made by the former Secretary General of the East African Community, Dr. Amanya Mushega, while officiating the launch of a new book titled Service Learning: How to Create a Generation of Change Makers, written by Jocelyn Joly in Kampala. Mushega noted that writing books is an essential tool for closing curriculum gaps and an enabler of knowledge sharing and practical reference material the new curriculum desperately needs.
Is education about producing people that can speak English? People acculturated in Western values? Is that education? Let me say, first of all, there are 3 resources that every nation is given. 3 resources: human resource, natural resource, and time.
You by writing this book, is you're living or you're giving back to the community. When you write a book, it's a sacrifice, it's determination, it's you pouring out your own experiences. And when Jocelyn does this, it's not about coming here to launch a book so that she can only be applauded, but so that she can also be able to reflect on clarity for someone else.
I'm glad
that your family introduced several mothers and several fathers. I think one of the disservices the Wazungu and Christianity did to us was to kill the African family. Me, I was not raised by my father and my mother, and I'm here. If my uncle sent me on a mission, I did not ask him, have you asked your brother? I just wait. If my father comes, where is the woman? Your brother has sent him, oh, father. She went. My aunt and my uncles have more powers over me and over.
And an IMT family, she wants you in good.
I think the best thing that IMT did was to challenge me to know exactly where I'm on earth.
Now, the former Defense Minister for Dr. Crispus Chionga has stepped up his campaign to return to Parliament, holding a rally in Bukonzo West where he pledged improved service delivery if elected. Addressing supporters, Chionga said the constituency still faces challenges in health, education and infrastructure and promised to use his experience to lobby for better services. He urged residents to back his bid in the 2026 general elections as he seeks to reclaim the Bukonzo West seat.
The people of Bukonzo West are very eager and very happy and embracing the idea of sending back our veteran politician, our father in politics, our NRM icon in Bukonzo West back.
From there, we head to the eastern region where Queen Jemima Mpaji of Bunya has been crowned Miss Tourism Busoga 2025. The colorful event held at Itanda Falls was organized to boost the kingdom's tourism potential and showcase Busoga's rich cultural and natural attractions. Organizers say the pageant is part of ongoing efforts to promote Busoga culture and strengthen the region's visibility on Uganda's tourism map.
Congratulations, Mpaji Jemima 2025, 2026 Miss Tourism Busoga.
Omulangira mukajjanga oyo yevuma nange ninsindikiriza omusoga ke twetaka ku nguufu akanoni ako akolwankuti oluganvu baba Chifuruwa webale kutuuka ku buwanguzi era nga bw'abakobye nti eisaza ero lya byafaayo neridwire.
In more news, Chebambe Old Girls, who convened at Silver Springs Hotel, Bugolobi, have launched a new strategic plan to revamp the old-fashioned school infrastructure, as well as boosting the former academic image of the historic girls' school in Toro and Bunyoro region. The school was jointly established in 1910 by the Toro Kingdom under the late Omukama Daudi Chebambe IV and the Church Missionary Society and the Church of Uganda.
School in particular is one of the oldest schools in Kotokoto, Toro region, and even in Bunyoro, it is one of the oldest schools. So some of us who are from Bunyoro had to travel to Toro to find a good girls' school. Right now, I know the Ministry of Education has been planning, under the Minister of Education and Government, they've been planning for renovation. And I know that some schools, maybe 140 schools, are in a lineup for renovation. I would pray that Chebambe Girls School is one of those schools that is going to be renovated because it's a school that feeds a very big catchment area as a girls' school.
This year's reunion for Chebambe Old Girls has resolved that as old girls, we have to prioritize conducting mentorship programs at Chebambe Old Girls to mentor the young girls who are still in school, to sharpen or even do mindset change, to make them love the school so much, to show them that it is possible as girls who have made it from there.
You just aim high and just know we can turn things around. I'm very, very sure that this will go well. Stars are always stars. Thank you.
It gives us courage to love our school more when we see people who were there before us coming to bond with us.
With Momo, you have the power to pay your bills fast and conveniently using your phone. Dial *165*4# or scan to download Momo app and pay for water, electricity, TV, school fees and much more. It's simple and saves you a lot of time. Just pull out your phone and pay. That's Momo. That's the power to be more.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukota Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
Welcome back, and now the weekly news roundup continues with more news. Luwero Diocese Bishop Wilson Chiseka has called upon new lay readers to be inclusive in their respective ministry obligations by allowing other Christians the opportunity to serve. Bishop Wilson has given the advice at the graduation and commissioning ceremony for 37 lay readers held at Lutete Bible and Development College in Lutete Archdeaconry, Luwero Diocese, at which he has been chief guest.
Of God, there is a lot that we have to do. First of all, we have to include people to be holistically developed in all areas, not only in the spiritual side, but also in the bodily side. Preaching the gospel with things that will develop the people. That's inclusive of projects. We shall be teaching people how to do projects that can be able to have them an income as we preach the word of God. Because we believe and think that people who are not financially okay may run away from the presence of the Lord, like we are seeing in the years today. And I hope that when we include people to do projects and other things that help them to develop, to be easier and to make my work easy to do my missionary work.
And our mission, our commission comes from Matthew 28:19. Go make disciples. Go teach the gospel of the Lord. A lot of us get into the gospel, get into preaching, because we said God has called us. There's no training done. There's no weapon given to you. There's no guidance given to you. So we have come here to be trained, to be equipped, to go out and preach the word of God. Preach Jesus. We are preaching the word of God, but we are preaching Jesus to the world, to the nations, to everyone. Even Paul was trained for 1 year before he went out into teaching. He also sat under tutorship. He sat under Galileo and he was taught. So we've also sat here for 2 years. The habits of a preacher, the ways of preaching, how to teach, how to fish men.
They should go and fulfill what they have been taught and told to do. They should understand the people and people's problems and make sure they solve them or help them go out of the parents
to send the youth, to encourage them to join the ministry, because we need them in the church. We need them in the church. Most of our clergy, they are retired. The leaders, they are retired. So we need more evangelists to do the work of
God.
Now, the head teacher, Luwero SS, Ronald Kato Sesanga, reveals that the school's academic performance, in line with the competence-based curriculum, has tremendously improved this concluded academic year. Ronald Kato has made the revelation at the school's Parents and Teachers Association annual general meeting held at the school's grounds in Luwero Town Council, Luwero District.
We plan to construct a storied multi-purpose building. We plan to continue to digitalize the teaching and learning. We plan to buy 2 more biometric machines. We plan to continue with the renovation of the old buildings. We plan to increase on the sports facilities. We plan to stock the library with essential books. We plan to complete the construction of the perimeter wall. We plan to improve the science laboratories.
We are going to accomplish the unaccomplished tasks. For example, I've talked about the waterways, paving them. We are going to make sure that at least within these 3 years, the whole school, all the pathways should be paved. And we also have heard of the multi-purpose building. We are going to be behind that project. As a PTA, we are going to give full support to the board to ensure that at least that building is put in place. I'm sure within 3 years it will be done. So mobilization of the parents, mobilization of donors, as a PTA, we are also going to be engaged with that.
Today we have been having a parents' general meeting as we are closing the year 2025. We have a program of building a multi-purpose building project at Well SS. The project will cost us 3 billion and 300 million Uganda shillings, and we expect it to have a duration of 2 to 3 years. The building will be put in place. And to that note, I call upon all the well-wishers of Well SS to come and support us in this multi-purpose building project, which is going to help the students, community, the staff, and the entire SS community.
Relatedly, secondary school teachers are calling for regular retreats to help them reflect on the implementation of the new competence-based curriculum, which many traditional schools are still struggling to adapt to. Education experts say continuous refresher training is essential if the country's education standards are to improve. These resolutions emerged from a week-long teachers' retreat for staff of Chitante Hill School held at the Civil Service College in Jinja City.
Change the mindset of the teacher, because it is the teacher that is supposed to perform those obligations, to take the... So we have a hope. Well, traditional schools are facing a serious challenge, but mainly, many of them are suffering a leadership gap, a leadership deficiency. Leave alone the institutional politics, the organizational politics. So leadership is key, because once the leadership is inefficient, you cannot achieve school improvement. You cannot enhance school performance. So leadership is number one. And it means that we have to begin with the leadership, to strengthen the leadership, to empower them so that they are able, one, to understand their responsibilities as school administrators.
Through this retreat, we've had a chance to come up with a school improvement plan, and this plan, we have approved it, and we are going to use it next year to see that we improve Chitante Hill School. We've learned a lot. We've learned how to manage school affairs, how to manage each other, how to take on resilience
as something that can help us stay on and fight on to see that we improve academic performance.
The teachers need to up their game so that they can go ahead of them, for them to stay relevant. And you see, this is a competence-based curriculum we are offering, and the teachers need to stay abreast with the new changes. It's new every time there's something new that comes into the curriculum, and it's like this help them. But also to share with them, it's not about teaching, it's all about also giving them, pointing to them to different directions, especially the areas of their health and wealth. Other teaching, they need to plan ahead of time for their retirement. Black hair works for grey hair. If you don't work well when you are still having black hair, you regret while the grey hair comes.
In more news, Presidential Advisor on Political Affairs, Moses Biaruhanga, has urged ghetto leaders in Kawempe to fully embrace ongoing government programs, saying they are key to improving livelihoods and sustaining opportunities for the youth.
Community engagement meeting, Biaruhanga emphasized that initiatives such as the parish development model, Emyoga and youth scaling programs were designed specifically to uplift vulnerable communities, including ghetto youth, who often face unemployment and limited access to resources.
To win an election, you must have a big campaign infrastructure. You need to have a parliament. You need to have local governments. Now, at parliamentary level, out of the 499 parliamentary seats, that is the direct constituencies plus women constituencies, the total is 499. So NRM has the candidates in all the 499 constituencies, but NUP has only in 59%. So they have left 41% to us to win without them competing with us.
He called on local leaders to mobilize residents, strengthen cooperation with government agencies and reject misinformation that disorganizes participation in development efforts. Biaruhanga also praised the resilience and creativity of youth in Kawempe, noting that with proper support, many can become job creators rather than job seekers.
It is so clear that at district level we shall also be winning. When it comes to councillors at district level we shall also win, because they have only 30% people standing in the whole country. For us, we have 100% in all of them. So, if you can fail to get somebody to stand in your party, in Kisoro, in Arua, in Karamoja, in Bunyoro, then how can you win? You can't make it. So, if it's beyond 70%, that's what we are looking at. We're not looking at if we will win. To win, we will win, but now the issue is what percentage are we winning with? And we are aiming 70% and above.
Also present was Farida Nambi, who expressed strong confidence in her bid ahead of the January 2026 elections.
Biaruhanga has been with us here to talk to the youth. You know, any election requires energy, and you must always be checking on your energy to see whether it's still intact. This was the purpose. Already, they had supported the Youth Coalition, and their chairperson is over there, Kasuji, with 50 million shillings. For me, my biggest voice was on the mobilization groups. They needed to be facilitated beyond them just going by themselves. I'm so happy that what I told him is what he has honored. He's going to facilitate the Youth Coalition.
Nambi said her focus remains on empowering women, expanding youth opportunities and improving social services within the constituency. She encouraged residents to stay united and choose leaders committed to service delivery and inclusive development. Both leaders reaffirmed their commitment to working closely with communities to advance progress and secure a brighter future for Kawempe. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
In sports, Uganda's national netball team, the She Cranes, has defeated Zimbabwe 67-54 to keep their Celtic Cup dream alive at the Emirates Arena in Glasgow, Scotland.
Entering the match, the task was simple: win and edge closer to the title. The She Cranes delivered, starting strong with a 19-14 lead in the first quarter and stretching it to 41-26 by halftime. By the end of the third quarter, Uganda held a comfortable 55-40 advantage before sealing the 67-54 victory. Wing defender Shafi Narwanja was named Lady of the Match, becoming the fourth Ugandan to earn the honour after Shadia Nasanga, Margaret Bagala and Mary Noba, who recently shone at the tight 53-51 win over Scotland.
It was great. It's good to also put that in the bucket, the win. We have one more game to go. Hopefully we can also win that. And we'll be so proud of ourselves how much work we put in, and the girls, the new girls as well, have debuted. We'll be proud also to live here with something, and because also here these games are so important for us going to Commonwealth Games next year.
The victory lifts Uganda to the top of the standings with 12 points, 3 clear of Wales and Scotland, and with a superior goal difference. On today's final day, Uganda faces Wales at 6 p.m. East African time, a crucial fixture as a championship win could elevate Uganda to 6th in the global rankings, granting automatic qualification to the 2027 Netball World Cup in Sydney. The team has also received warm support from the Uganda High Commission in the UK and Ugandans in Scotland, who provided local meals that kept the players energized at home.
It's been a great pleasure. We played Zimbabwe and Uganda did extremely well. The guys had good passes, ball possession. However, there was a big gap in the game, and we really appreciate the She Cranes. Uganda High Commission has been here with the girls all through. They are representing the High Commission in London and our diaspora community.
After the Celtic Cup, attention shifts to the Africa Cup in Malawi from 8th to 14th December.
Protecting the game. We are protecting the game.
And that brings us to the end of our weekend edition news bulletin. Look forward to our 8 and 10 p.m. subsequent bulletins. With me, Moureen Babirye. Good afternoon.